everyone, it's Lois Avalana with Easy as Pie Stamping. Today I'm excited to share with you the August 2018 paper pumpkin kit by Stampin' Up called Blissful Blooms and some awesome alternative projects. I post weekly videos on rubber stamping projects, techniques, and tips. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. If you're looking for alternatives to create with your paper pumpkin kit, you'll have the directions to 2 projects by the end of this video. Watch the entire video to get a sneak peek at 2 more projects featured in the next video. One of my favorite things to do is to create alternative projects because it stretches my imagination. Here's the color palette for the paper pumpkin kit Blissful Blooms. We have Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lime Twist, Old Olive, Flirty Flamingo, Lovely Lipstick, and Blackberry Bliss. I would love for you to join me each month as we create pretty projects with our paper pumpkin kits. If you would like to join my Paper Pumpkin Club, click on the link in the description below to be taken to my Paper Pumpkin store. These are the supplies I'm going to use to create an alternate project for the August 2018 paper pumpkin kit. The first thing we'll need to do is take the mini gable box apart, and I've already done that ahead of time. Just very gently pull open on the seam. Then you want to fold the bottom edges up. And then we're using a dynamic embossing folder, so we need to get the paper a little bit wet. I've used this Stampin' Spritzer to spray a fine mist on the box. Then just put your project inside the folder, and you need to make sure that it fits within this space. And then make sure that the words Stampin' Up and Sizzix are facing up. And then just run this through Big Shot. Wow, look at how beautiful that is. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. So here I have embossed the top of my box, and now it has the effect of basket weave. Next I need to emboss these 2 squares. They're 2 by 2, and one of them is going to fit on this end and it'll cover up the tear, and then this one will cover up this side. Oops, let me spritz them. I have my 2 end pieces. So here is the finished gable box, and as you can see, it has a basket weave pattern on top. So I wanted to show you the back. You can see that the texture is different, but it's really cool, and it looks really cool on the silver. And then there's that same effect on the back of these. So the next thing we're going to do is cut our card here to use to decorate the sides of the box. The first thing I'm going to do is cut the back flap off of the card. And then I'm going to need 2 2x4 pieces of this to put on the sides of the gable box. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut this into panels. So first I'm going to cut it in half. So that'll be 2 3/4. So now I have these 2 pieces. what I want to do is I want to get the most mileage out of these pieces. So I'm going to need to trim it a little bit because it's a little wider. Here's the mark here where you're going to tape the box back together. So it's approximately 1/4 of an inch too long. So I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off of each side. The 1/8 inch mark is where I'm running my finger along the cutting area. And I'm going to cut 1/8 of an inch off of both sides on this piece. I need to trim a little bit more off of this side. I also need to trim a little bit off this one. So this is how my box is going to go together. And let me show you one other thing we're going to do. So line this up on the bottom and turn it over and take a pencil and just draw where the edges stick out on the box, and then do the same thing on this side. Then just use some paper snips to cut these corners off. I want to color my basket, and I'm going to use crumb cake. And I'm going to use one of these sponges. I'm going to ink it up a little bit, and then I'm going to just rub the color in. Okay, now that we're done coloring our box, I've decided I'm going to fussy cut the top edges of these two panels. And all fussy cutting is just using your scissors to cut out a shape. And typically you leave a little bit of a white edge. So the effect we'll get when the boxes are closed is the top part of these flowers will be standing straight up like they were in a window box kind of effect. So I just realized that my butterfly is upside down, so I'm going to fix that later. So I want to sponge in a little more of the crumb cake right there. So the next thing I did was fussy cut another flower, and I'm going to put that on top of the butterfly so we can't see that I put it on upside down. And I think I'm going to have it like that. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of snail to hold that in place. And then I'm just going to trim around here a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere these to the box. So the next thing I want to do is put the box together. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape along here. This is tear and tape. It comes on a roll, and it's called tear and tape because you just tear off as much as you need. And it's a super sticky tape that's great for holding three-dimensional projects together. I'm just going to press that together and then take this panel that I've already applied tape to and stick it on here. Let's see, I'm going to take a little bit of Tombow to glue this corner down. Okay, to put the bottom together, you push this flap in and then this two short sides down and then press that in the slot. And here is our completed box, and now I want to make a tag. So here's the supplies I'm going to use to make the gift tag. You stamp this narrow banner with the thank you. I'm going to use this heart shape to stamp a couple of hearts next to the thank you. Then I'm going to use a piece of the leftover envelope to punch out this diamond shape. And then I'm going to cut this in half long ways. So I put double stick tape on both sides of the banner. And I'm going to adhere one of them to the top. Like that. And the other one on the bottom. My banner. And next I'm going to add my leaves. I'm just going to have them coming up from the top. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape here on the top. Stick that one there. And that one there. And that one there like that. Next, I'm going to punch a piece of the leftover card base to cover up the back here. And then I cut out 2 more flowers to place on the box here. I just wanted to cover up these little corners that were showing through. Like that. And now I'm going to want to take my tag, and I punched a hole in it with the 1/8 hole punch. And I am going to take my 6-inch piece of baker's twine and thread it through the hole, and then just tie it in a knot. Then I'm going to take my box, and I have here a 10-inch piece of ribbon. This is the Lemon Lime Twist ruffle edge ribbon. So I'm going to tie the ribbon into a bow, and I'm just going to loop this tag through here like this. And there's our finished box. I think this is really a cute alternative project. I hope you enjoyed it. Visit my blog to watch the video that shows you how to make this kit according to the instructions. The link is below. My next alternative project is this 12 by 12 scrapbook page. I used old olive cardstock for the background. I used 2 card fronts, and I used the stitch shaped framelits to cut out the frames. So I used the large oval and the second largest square. Then I used 2 more envelopes, one with old olive and one with flirty flamingo inside. And I used the large square to cut 2 from each envelope. And if you line it up just right, you can get 2 from each envelope. And then I took the squares and lined them up diagonally across the page, alternating colors, old olive and flirty flamingo, old olive, flirty flamingo. Then to create some more interest in the page, I used some colored cardstock. I used Daffodil Delight, Blackberry Bliss, Melon Mambo, and Flirty Flamingo, and I cut those out using the largest square in the stitch shape framelits. Then I used the back piece that I cut off from the card fronts, and I cut 2 small white squares with the second largest framelit. And then I took the flower that I cut from here and mounted it here. For the Daffodil Delight, I used one of our embossing folders. This is the Basket Weave Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder. The dynamic means that it creates a really deep embossed image. I used 2 of the labels from the kit to use for journaling. And then I added some of the leaves to also create some more interest. And I don't have everything glued down because I want to be able to mount my pictures behind the frames and then put my journaling on top of the frames, and then the leaves are not glued down because I might want to switch those around a little bit. And also these squares could be moved around, and all of these squares could be used for smaller pictures or to create more journaling. Okay, so let me show you how I designed this square. It's the Melon Mambo cardstock, and I used the Blackberry Bliss to stamp the greeting, and then I used Melon Mambo for the flowers and Blackberry Bliss for the starbursts, and then the Flirty Flamingo for the heart-shaped leaves. And let me just move this around a little bit so you can see the entire page. So here I've added some photos to the scrapbook page so you can get an idea of what that would look like with photos in it. Okay, I just wanted to show you how many pieces I still have left over in the kit even after making 8 projects. So I have all of these leaves and tags, and I took the envelopes, the pieces that were left over, and used different size punches to punch out for tags to make later, and also made some little banner strips. And then I still had lots of these left over, the vellum pieces to make stencils. I really enjoyed using this to work with the embossing paste. So I still had 2 card bases left, and I could make these according to the directions that came with the kit. So I have 6 envelopes left. I cut 4 up to use to make my projects, and here's a couple that are stamped, and then I have 4 more that I could stamp to go with the cards that I made. Then there was also lots of dimensionals and adhesive dots. There was some twine left. So we had the Stampin' Spot too. If you buy the re-inker, then you can use this indefinitely. And then I think this stamp set is really nice, and you could make a lot of things with that later on. And then also, I save everything. So I even saved all the pieces from the silver pieces from the envelopes that I cut up, because I really liked putting those on the tags. I took a tag and then just cut it to fit the tag, and then I just think it makes a nice addition to the tag. So I hope you enjoyed my projects. Now you know exactly what to do to create 2 amazing alternative paper pumpkin projects, but I still have a lot of supplies left in my kit. I've recorded another video tutorial with 2 more projects, and I will post 4 more projects on my blog. The links are below. If you would like to join a community of crafters just like you, I have a secret society where I share up-to-date products, tips, and techniques to keep your projects fresh. The link is below. If you like this video, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. Tell me in the comments below if you like to create the paper pumpkin kit according to instructions, or do you like to create alternative projects? Thanks for visiting Easiest by Stamping. I look forward to helping you create pretty projects. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and remember, do something creative every day.